evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2017. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, recently elected Tullahoma City officials were sworn in last week. We'll talk to the CEO of the National Walking Horse Celebration, and the Tullahoma Wildcats got a much-needed win to kick off the 2017 high school football season. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Buying a vehicle can be hard. It's even harder if you have poor credit health. But let the team here with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia help you. With our guaranteed credit approval process, we can help you find your next vehicle. But don't just take that from me. Here's a few of our customers and what they had to say.
They said they could approve us, and then the next thing was how much monthly. I thought it was going to be way too much. And sure enough, he did it what we asked for, what we needed it to be. He did it within. He will help you out.
Schedule your appointment with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia so you can drive away happy.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. 2 school board members and 2 aldermen were sworn in at last week's city board meeting. Let's watch as City Judge Jim Conley administers the oath of office.
I will faithfully,
truly,
and impartially
perform the duties
of
said office during my tenure without fear, favor, or partiality, to the best of my skill and ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Ms. Fogarty, let me recognize you at the podium for any comments that you'd like to say.
Well, I do have a beautiful, supportive family, and I work on an awesome board, a terrific school board, and so all of those efforts are realized, and I appreciate the people that I get to work with. So, and thank you to the citizens of Tullahoma for supporting us. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Tullahoma.
Do affirm
That
I will faithfully,
truly,
and impartially
perform
the duties
of
said office
during my tenure
without fear, favor, or partiality, to the best of my skill and ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
As Jessica said, we are very fortunate to have the board that we have, some great individuals on the board that I work with, and also an awesome community. And I want to thank everyone that supported us. Really appreciate it.
Very nice. Thank you.
I, Robin Dunn.
I, Robin Dunn.
Alderman for the City of Tullahoma.
Alderman for the City of Tullahoma.
Do affirm
that
I will faithfully, truly, and impartially perform the duties of said office during my tenure without fear, favor, or partiality, to the best of my skill and ability. So help me God. You got a beautiful crew.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to serving. I am. So I took that oath very seriously, and I'm looking forward to it. So thanks.
Thank you.
Your right hand, repeat after me. I, Jerry Mathis.
I, Jerry Mathis.
Alderman for the City of Tullahoma.
Alderman for the City of Tullahoma.
Do affirm that I will faithfully, truly, and impartially perform the duties of said office during my tenure without fear, favor, or partiality, to the best of my skill and ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
I know you're going to make me say something, right?
I am.
All right, good. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Miss Robin. I mean, you ran a great race. You worked extremely hard, and I told you that the day of the election. that you have really put forth the effort and it paid off. And that right there is something, you know, you can be congratulated for. This is a great board. I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate what you give to me each and every day. Appreciate the citizens of Tullahoma. We'll go a long way, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration opens tomorrow in Shelbyville. I spoke last week with Celebration CEO Mike Inman. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now Mike Inman, who is the CEO of the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration in Shelbyville, which is taking place this week. And I know this is next week.
Next week. Don't start us this week.
We're not ready yet this week, are we? And I know you're probably excited about the way things are going and the celebration coming up.
Oh, tremendously. I'm more excited than I've been, I'd say, in the last 5 years. The enthusiasm is up. The horse economy is up. The participation is up, both in the ring and watching from the outside. So I'm real excited. I think it's going to be really special. Earlier this year, we had our Spring Fun Show, where we had the amount of horses participating was the highest it had been in 4 years. We've seen the entries at this year's celebration is up 15% over where we were 3 years ago, a 5% incremental increase every year consistently. We're seeing more and more of the horses that are participating in the ring, and we're starting to see the last piece of the puzzle is to get the spectators to come back and do that as an increase, and that's starting to happen. Matter of fact, one of the shows on the 4th of July weekend, they had the biggest crowd that they could remember. I mean, with cars backed up for over a quarter of a mile and having to use part of the grounds for parking that they don't recall using in 15 years. So that to me is particularly exciting. Is when the casual fan, I call the casual fan the non-horse owner, but the horse enthusiast starts to come out to be entertained and have fun and have fellowship. To me, I find that particularly exciting, and that is starting to go our way. And we've condensed some classes, combined some classes, because we're trying to have the time allowed, especially for our evening performances, to go a little tighter from 7 in the evening to focuses to end by 10:30 each night. That's caused we've had to adjust our schedule and do some combining and altering of classes, and that will allow for even more competition, which adds for the excitement. And I call those memory classes. And I'm looking, there's going to be quite a few that you're going to say, wow, do you remember this class from 2017? Remember, and that's part of the big reason why I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, you mentioned the casual fan, and I think at the celebration, there's a lot of folks who maybe don't focus on the industry all year long, but when it comes celebration time, it's been such a tradition here in southern Middle Tennessee for all these years that all of a sudden now they're interested.
They are, and then we've also done a couple things to try to bring that out, particularly the first Saturday night, which we call that the preliminary to the championship night, and there's always a good-sized crowd. We've incorporated what we call the Hats Off to the Celebration event, which is really geared for people coming to watch much more than people participating in the show. show, we went there, we encouraged people to dress up, wear a hat, kind of a takeoff of the Kentucky Derby.
I believe your wife had something to do with that.
Yeah, she came up with it, but I always tell her, I said, well, honey, that's, it's easier to steal a good idea than come up with one on your own. And she stole a good one. But we have 7 categories, from men's, ladies, family or group, largest hat, most original hat, all those things where you can come and participate at no charge in the competition. We had over 300 people enter the competition last year, and easily 4 times that. People just dress up and wear hats, and the judging is done early in the show, and by the end of the show, there's 7 winners picked, and they get a tour in convertibles or special vehicles around the ring to make their victory lap. But what you see is just really over 1,000 people in hats, and that makes it real easy to walk up and speak to somebody you don't know just by saying, "Wow, I love your hat." And so that's one big thing. And also the last Friday night, which is the 1st of September, we do the Veterans Appreciation Night, which we started that 4 years ago. Another thing that we did to bring people out, and that was we encourage anybody that's in the military or has been in the military. They get to come, and we honor them before the start of the show, and they get to come into the center ring with the branch of service that they served in, and be recognized underneath their anthem of their service branch. And we had over 200 people come last year for that, and each veteran and a guest gets free parking. They get free admission and complimentary drink tickets. So we want them to come. We want to honor our veterans. So we encourage all the veterans to call our office, 931-684-5915. Let us know who you are. If you need any assistance, in mobility, we'll handle that for you. We have free parking for you in a designated spot. We'll shuttle you up to the staging area and get you ready, get you recognized, get you a little memento for you to wear that night as being a special guest of the celebration, so people can honor you through the evening. And it's an emotional thing. It's a valuable thing, and that's geared to our friends in the surrounding area. We want you to come be part of the show. Of course, we want you there every night. But that's particularly when we want to take a moment to honor you. So if you are a veteran, or if you know of a veteran, please tell them and have them come.
All right, now the show starts next Wednesday.
Yes.
And that date is the 23rd?
23rd. We start morning classes at 9 o'clock in the morning. The annual Futurity, which is the Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders and Exhibitors Association, that's their spotlight show where they get to see the babies, and it's always fun to see that. That's the foundation of the breed, and you get to see babies that you will see in the ring when they get under saddle. That starts Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning will be the second set of morning classes. Thursday evening will be the first of the 10 nights of the show, and we want to encourage everybody. We have a new special attraction this year, and that we have a new flag horse, beautiful 3-year-old mare, white mare that's just gorgeous. This will be her first celebration. And White Diamond Dollars is her name.
All right, the show lasts 10 days, runs through September 2nd.
Yes.
Right.
Saturday before Labor Day.
And the last 3 days are championship nights, I believe.
Yes, Thursday, Friday,
World Grand
the 38 World Grand Champions. We're going to title a crown in those 3 evenings.
Okay. Mike, thank you so much for coming by today. There was so many things that I wish we could have covered. Unfortunately, we're out of time. But this is a really exciting time, and a lot of good things we believe are going to happen for our communities and for the walking horse industry this year.
Yeah, we're very excited, and I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. As always, good luck with this.
All right,
I think it's going to be a great one.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. After 21 consecutive losses, the Tullahoma Wildcats put one in the win column last Thursday night in Shelbyville. The Cats put up 37 points in the first half against the Golden Eagles and then hung on in the second half for a thrilling 37-29 victory. John Gray spoke with head coach John Olive about the big win.
The Tullahoma Wildcats went to Shelbyville and won a football game, and it was an incredible football game. What a great war we had with Shelbyville over there and ended up on top. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well done, sir.
I'm proud of our young men, proud of the coaches that worked their tails off to get their people ready to play. And but most of all, it's the players. You know, they make enough plays. They win if they're gritty and gutty enough. You know, they can, and that's what this team did. We surprised them. We hit them hard there early on. They actually score first, so it was good to see us respond, that we didn't fold or anything thinking, oh man, here we go. And I think that you know, Shelbyville's going to be a really, really good football team this year if they stay healthy. They have got some firepower.
Really good athletes.
And they showed that in the second half. They showed their determination. Our kids were just gritty enough to hang in there and find a way to win a football game.
Yeah. And what was exciting about it to me is, you know, throughout the years, I've always, you know, we've had some good players, some good offensive players, but what always has tickled me about the Tullahoma Wildcat football team is the grit on defense, because we have made our living with the defensive side of the ball for years and years and been very successful doing it. And these young kids the other night stood up there and they slapped them in the face and said, no, you're not going to do that this year.
Well, we did a great job. And we scored 2 defensive touchdowns, which is the difference in the game.
Right.
And at the end, we had to make some plays to win the football game with Shelbyville down there trying to score and then go for 2 to tie it up.
And that was what, as you'll see as you watch the show, that was, 4 or 5 downs inside the 15?
They were down there close.
Well,
they were inside
really,
the 20. I'm not. They got down there and then they got back up just a little bit to around the 25. But they were in that area there where you're just sitting there and
not a running back in the backfield.
No, it's just
they were slinging it.
We're trying to just, like I said, hang on. And they're just, Shelbyville, Coach Palmer and his staff have done a great job. They've gotten their numbers up. They not only have numbers, they've got athletes right now. And they're able to play their kids only one way. There was, I think, 1 or 2 guys that I saw that ended up playing both ways after the game got going. That's a luxury. I mean, that's a nice luxury to have.
Yeah, yes it is.
And it'll pay dividends for them. For us, we don't have that many.
How many kids you have out altogether right now?
We've got Coach? 46 on the varsity when we're all healthy.
Right.
When everybody is available. Last Friday night, we took 40 players with us. The biggest difference is we've been taking freshmen with us for the last 2 years. We didn't need a freshman. There's not a freshman that's ready to play on the varsity at the level where we are, versus you go back 2 years ago, we would have taken 2 or 3, maybe 4 freshmen with us just because they were going to be in backup roles. And now we don't have to have freshmen in backup roles. These guys that are juniors have been playing since they were freshmen.
They're battle tested.
Our sophomores played last year, some of them as freshmen.
Right.
And they've played a lot of football and they've taken a lot of beatings. But physically, we're making headway. We're becoming a stronger group. And the measurement that I use is the power clean. and we're almost triple the number of players power clinging 225 pounds or more than what we've been the previous 2 years.
Wow.
So
strength.
We're there. It's coming.
And speed.
And we've got to stay healthy as we are faster. And one of the things that you'll notice, if you'll think back for the last 2 years, we've been very creative in kickoffs. The other night, we're kicking it deep, and we know they got good returners back there, but we know that we've got kids that can run more than just one or two kids. Now, we've got one or two exceptionally, but we've got enough speed that we can close on a football, and it was just nice watching somebody else snap the ball from inside the 30-yard line after a kickoff instead of being out at the 40 or 45.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in a moment.
Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family. Over 75% of car shoppers today use the internet to search for their new or pre-owned vehicle. That's why the RussellBarnett.com website is so versatile, where you can check it anytime, all the time, online. You can search through our new and pre-owned inventory by make, model, mileage, or price. We can value your trade-in and get you pre-approved for financing before you even walk in the door. So check out RussellBarnett.com, and remember, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. All eyes have been on the sky lately for the much anticipated solar eclipse, but clouds are present on most every day. Let's watch this video to learn more about the different types of clouds.
So let's talk just a little bit about the cirrus cloud. Cirrus clouds are really way up high in the sky. Generally, they're about 25,000 feet or higher up into the atmosphere. They're made of ice. It's frozen. The cloud is frozen. It's made up of ice. They're very wispy-like, looks like the tail of a horse or the mane of a horse many times. But those are the ones that are way, way, way up in the sky. Then we get into the stratus clouds. Stratus clouds are very low to the ground. A lot of times the stratus cloud looks just like a blanket. They generally are below 8,000 feet high. And what we like about the stratus clouds many times is they bring some form of precipitation. It could be a day full of rain, snow, and so on and so forth. So generally when we see stratus clouds, that means the weather's changing and we're looking for some form of precipitation. They can become many different colors. Cirrus clouds most of the time are going to be white. Stratus clouds, on the other hand, can be white, they can be gray, and they can almost get to black in color. Then we have the cumulus clouds. These are what we call fair weather clouds. Generally they form about 6,500 feet and below. What does cumulus mean? It means basically a pile or a heap in Latin. And we describe them as puffy, like cotton balls. And these, like I said, are the ones that look like shape something in the sky. Like I said, many times as a kid, I would look up into the clouds and I would see these cumulus clouds. Sometimes it might look like a rabbit, a dog, a horse. You never know. But it always made the day go by just a little bit faster for me. Then we get into the cumulonimbus cloud. That's the big cloud. These are the ones that produce the severe weather. They can grow up to almost 75,000 feet high. That is way up to the top of the troposphere, which is the lowest level of the atmosphere. Now, how do storms form? Well, I'm going to give you just a very quick explanation of how storms form. Then Bill Nye is going to go into a little bit more depth on how storms can form. But basically what happens is you get the warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and then it's going to collide with the cold air that comes down from Canada. And when those two air masses meet, it forces the warm air up into the atmosphere. And when that warm air rises, it starts to form clouds. Those clouds are going to be called cumulonimbus, and that's how we get thunderstorms. Now here's Bill Nye for a better explanation of how storms are going to form in your area.
Storms are extreme weather. They're caused by the heat of the sun, water in the air, and the spin of the earth. Take a look at this. It's our miniature, gigantic, extreme storm system simulator of science. Now, when the sun is out, like during the day, it heats up the surface of the earth, as simulated by these red lamps. That makes the air near the ground get warm. Then cooler air from surrounding areas flows in and forces the warm air way up, like this. Now, way up, it's a lot cooler because it's closer to space. So we get this flow of air moving up and down at the same time. These are the conditions that make storms. Now, we're simulating a lot of sunlight over an enormous area of land with huge masses of air. Now, in real life, the air flows in from different directions, so it can start to spin like this. Wherever you've got heat, an atmosphere, and a spinning planet, it really churns things up. Storms are extreme weather. Extreme weather!
Don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma City Coordinator Winston Brooks, who will come by and fill us in on some exciting new activities coming to Tullahoma. Chief Paul Blackwell is back from a sabbatical and will talk to us about driving safety, and we'll hear some music from the Hamilton show this past weekend. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center. With a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Auto Rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We're here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are #1, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 2007 at 100 degrees. The record low was in 1956 at 48 degrees. The average high on this day is 87 and the average low is 64. A chance of rain remains in the forecast for tonight with a low of around 66. 30% chance of rain in the morning on Wednesday with a high of 84 and a low of 62. Partly cloudy weather expected on Thursday with a high of 84 and a low of 61. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.